Hello, Seiiti Arata. You don't need more information. You need more concentration. You need less distraction. What you call productivity usually is addiction to distraction. It is being disguised as efficiency. Because while you think you're being super productive, doing 5 things at the same time, your brain's operating in the laziest mode possible. It's just escaping the discomfort of sustaining attention on a single task. This is the real reason why it's difficult for you to open a book and finish reading just 1 page. This habit of yours, of being mega productive, listening to a podcast while you're doing the dishes, is basically melting your brain. Now, with a jelly brain, it's obvious you can't focus on anything that truly matters. You wake up, you grab your phone while you're still in bed, and you're there consuming content before you even brush your teeth. Then you have breakfast, watching videos, right? And then you walk to work with your headphones on, you eat lunch, watching series, you go back home listening to a podcast, you have dinner, scrolling social media, then you sleep with videos playing in the background. Whoa! Listening to an audiobook while you're walking, sorry, there's something that even a monkey can do. It requires no extra mental skill. You're not being smart. You're just being cognitively lazy. Your body moves, but your mind is always buried in some external stimulus. And then you can no longer even walk without music, without a screen, work without multiple tabs open, or sleep without background noise. Are you the type of person who feels desperate when the phone battery dies? Somebody who panics when there is no internet for a few minutes? Who can't wait for the elevator to arrive without grabbing your phone? Who needs at least 2 simultaneous stimuli to feel productive? Then you call this doing multiple things at once efficiency, but you're just feeling constant anxiety. You can't even explain that. You're always feeling like you're missing something. When you try to complete tasks, you have no real satisfaction because your attention was fragmented in 5 different things. That's why you can't watch a movie to the end without picking up your phone multiple times. That's why a 30-minute work meeting feels like 5 hours because you can't touch your phone. That's why you don't remember what you ate for lunch because you were scrolling Instagram while you're chewing. And when someone asks you to be just walking and that's all, you think, well, that's kind of a waste of time. The idea of just eating meal without entertainment causes you anxiety. Being alone with your own thoughts for more than a few minutes gives you this restlessness. You've lost something that our grandparents used to consider normal. The ability to be present in just one single action. Because now, walking is a transportation between points. There's no purpose. Eating is just fuel. You don't even notice these changes. And it's exactly because of this that it takes you 3 times longer just to complete an important project. Because your brain can no longer process complex information. It is addicted to easy stimulation, superficial stimulation. Now, if you identify with this profile, there is a specific neurological explanation for this condition. And this is not lack of discipline, it's just the anxiety of our generation. It is the result of systematic conditioning that we are exploring right here. You trained your brain to associate single point attention with boredom, with waste of time. For years, every time you felt the slightest discomfort of internal silence, you sought external stimulation, phone, music, video, anything to avoid being alone with yourself, with your mind. Your nervous system learned that focused attention means vulnerability. What happened is that you lost what the neuroscientists call attentional control, which is your ability to consciously choose what to focus on and what to ignore. Like an addict who needs increasingly larger doses of a drug, you increasingly need more stimulation just to feel normal. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that is responsible for regulating attention and executive functions, was conditioned to operate only under constant stimulation. And that's why you cannot study without some background music. That's why you can't work without notifications popping on your screen. That's why you're not doing exercises without a podcast playing in your ear. These are mental crutches. And every time your fragmented attention crosses multiple activities, you reinforced the neural circuits that interpret single focus as not being enough, not doing enough. Like, this is not okay. You didn't just lose your ability to concentrate. You lost access to what cognitive psychologists call the fresh attention, the ability to find interest and meaning in simple experiences. The most free person is the one who can find fascination in a 10-minute walk, just walking without any stimulation. And this creates some devastating practical consequences. Number one, you never fully process the experience because now you're dividing your attention multiple things, listening to something while you walk. Second, you develop chronic anxiety in the rare moments without external stimuli because you've lost touch with your own thoughts, your bodily sensations. The third, your capacity for deep concentration progressively deteriorates. It is affecting your work, your relationships, your overall well-being. That's why when you are reading, you read the same paragraph 5 times, you still don't understand anything. That's why your conversations are superficial, because you can't pay even the attention to what the other person just said. That's why you feel tired all the time, even while you're doing things that, in theory, you enjoy. You don't have attention deficit, you just have excess stimuli. If you want to start reversing this conditioning right now, with practical interactive exercises, you can go to the link arata.se/focus course. I'm going to be teaching you 3 practical techniques to reverse this conditioning and recover your ability to have genuine presence. The first technique is a contemplative walking. So there is a traditional practice, which is meditative walking, that talks about the importance of walking with full awareness. This will increase your level of focus. And this technique will improve your ability to stay attention in one single activity. It will connect you to the activity of conscious movement. You will choose a place and then you walk just without interruptions. 20 steps can be in your hallway, at home. Indoor spaces work perfectly, it's okay. Second, you will be now standing still for 1 minute and observe how you feel physically. The weight in your feet, the tension in your shoulders, your breathing. And when you feel the urge to grab your phone or any other distraction, just notice the urge. You don't have to resist, just notice. The third, start walking at 50% the normal speed of your pace. Notice your leg muscles contracting, lifting, moving through the air, touching the ground. This is gonna keep you very present. And fourth, at the end of the path, stop for 10 seconds, take a deep breath, and just keep on going. Do the cycle for 15 minutes. It will be natural that you will get distracted, and just bring back your attention. Feel the ground. And fifth, finish by standing still at the starting point for 1 minute and observe your mental state and how it changed with this sustained focus on this activity. Your inability to be alone with your own thoughts is a symptom. It's not the cause. Contemplative walking will be reconnecting your brain to associate the conscious movement with mental clarity. And then you're going to need less and less external stimulation. As a practical example, you can imagine somebody who couldn't walk without listening to a podcast or music. In the first few days of this practice, it's going to be very difficult just to do 5 minutes. But after a few weeks, you can do that 15-minute session every day, sustain attention without that urge to be checking social media. It's going to be so nice. And the second technique is a conscious gastronomic experience. Instead of walking, now we're going to be using eating as an opportunity to train your presence, turning your meals into moments of full attention. Choose one meal in your day to have complete silence. No devices, just you and the food, nothing else. And before starting to eat, just observe the meal for 30 seconds. Notice the colors, the shapes, the aroma, how your body anticipates the food, the saliva, the hunger. Just observe without judging. And then eat naturally, putting all your attention to the sensory experience. The flavors, the textures, the temperature, how your mouth feels. If you start thinking of something else, it's okay, just bring your focus back. And between each bite, notice the knife and fork, the utensils you're eating with. Pay attention to every moment of that experience. And if you feel the urge to grab your phone or create some distraction, just pause for 10 seconds and deliberately return your attention to all the flavors, the textures of the food. Then you'll notice how usually you don't even notice how you're eating or what you're eating. Conscious eating will reveal how much you're actually consuming of food on autopilot. Imagine people who usually, they're always watching something. They're always browsing social media while they eat. And by doing this, conscious meals, they notice details they never noticed before. They notice signs of fullness much earlier. They might even eat less. As the third technique, you're going to be doing presence breathing. This technique uses your natural breathing as an anchor to sustain attention in any situation during everyday activities that you usually do on autopilot. I don't know, waiting for your transportation, walking, or doing your house chores. Start to direct your attention with a natural breathing. Count your breathing from 1 to 10. Inhale, exhale, that's 1. Inhale, exhale, 2, and count to 10. When you notice that you lost the numbers, don't criticize yourself. It's okay. It's part of the training. Go back to number 1 and start a new cycle. When you can do multiple cycles, you will be maintaining your focus, and then you feel the air entering your nostrils, you feel the abdomen, you feel your body. And then you can use this technique specifically in moments when you feel the urge to grab your phone out of boredom and compulsion. You can seek less distraction because now you're really paying attention in the present moment. And you can do this especially when you're waiting for something, when you're having a break between meetings, or when you're waiting for the elevators. This is going to be really good for you to practice your attention muscle. Presence breathing will recondition your nervous system to find stability and interest without depending on stimulation. So imagine somebody using this breathing whenever they feel the urge to check their phone. Just after a few weeks of practice doing this, the need to be checking for distractions will decrease so much. And then you can focus on your projects for hours without interruptions. And then you increase your productivity, the quality of your work, because you're now turning boredom into the capacity to be focused. These techniques are just the beginning of a broader process for you to reclaim your focus. If you want to practice with me with interactive activities, you can go to the link arata.se/focus course. The practical difference of regaining your ability to be present is gonna really transform your professional life, your personal life. Because when you can walk and eat, and breathe with full attention, your mind stops living in an anxious future or ruminating about the past. This is where important decisions take place. Your relationships will improve because you can be genuinely present with other people, not just physically present while your mind is elsewhere. The work improves because now you develop the ability to concentrate deeply on complex tasks. Your mental health will improve because now you're no longer running away from the present moment. The quality of your attention will determine the quality of your life. Each daily experience becomes richer when you can extract full meaning from whatever it is that you're doing instead of just be distracted with multiple stimulation points. Presence is so important. It's not an optional luxury. It is a fundamental skill for you to have a productive life. Without presence, you're just operating on autopilot. You miss the opportunities that are just in front of you, you don't even notice. With presence, even ordinary moments will give you so much meaning in your life. So start today. It's really worth it. Do 15 minutes of contemplative walking. Choose one meal to eat in total silence. Use the presence breathing the next time that you feel the need to be touching your phone. Stop running from the present moment. Start being in the now. If you want a complete system to develop an unshakable focus, you can go with personalized activities with me and the Arata Academy team. You can go to the link arata.se/focus course.